The versions 3, 4 and 5 of the Digimon Color just got announced. So to celebrate, I'm going to be ranking all 6 versions of the Digimon original virtual pet. But first, I'd like to thank this video's sponsor, ZenNTCG. ZenNTCG is your one-stop shop for all of your Digimon needs, and of course, where you can pre-order the versions 3, 4 and 5 of the Digimon Color. You can find them on their website, which is zenntcg.com, and you can follow them on their Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok by searching for ZenNTCG. These will be linked in the description, as will be several product links. You'll be able to pre-order versions 3, 4 and 5 of the Digimon Color, and they've also recently restocked the versions 1 and 2 as well. In addition, they're going to be stocking the Chinese exclusive Digimon merchandise in the first week of May, which is something that I'm very much looking forward to. There's been some pretty great exclusives coming out of China recently, so I'm fairly excited to get my hands on them. They've also recently restocked their Candy BE memory cases and candy covers. However, as always, please keep in mind that ZenNTCG are a small store based in Singapore, and every pre-order has to arrive in Singapore from Japan prior to them shipping it out to you. This usually means a shipment date of a week or two after the official release date in Japan for any of their pre-order releases. However, they do have a lot of other anime merchandise and other virtual pets and toys that are ready to ship out. They also have the other VBBE bracelets and memories that I've mentioned in previous videos, in addition to, of course, the versions 1 and 2 of the Digimon Color. So make sure that you check out ZenNTCG, and now let's get over to ranking these Digimon originals. So I have all 6 of these. I've included the version 6, which was the Southeast Asia and Australia exclusive, which more or less took a similar roster to the first Digimon Pendulum, but gave it the same gameplay as the other Digimon originals. So I've included it as I own it, and I do consider it a 6-toy series, the Digimon originals, but it's not a necessity, and I'll mention why in this ranking. So first of all, version 1, everyone always says it's the original and best. I say it's definitely the original, but I didn't have a version 1 until I was in my 20s. I started with a version 2 as a kid, so I don't really have any strong nostalgic feelings for it. I had friends who had this version, but as a kid, we didn't even know there were versions. We just thought they were all the same version, and I just wasn't good enough to get certain Digimon. I could only get Gabumon and Gabumon and Angemon, and I just thought I was broken as a kid, because everyone was getting these Digimon. Like, someone got Garurumon, which, yes, was on the version 2, but I only ever got, as I said, Gabumon and Angemon. One time I got Elecmon, and then that evolved into Birdramon, but that was it. And all the information I found online was information for the version 1 anyway. So, yes, I don't have any strong feelings. I'm going to put it in C. It's fine. It's kind of okay. The training makes it very easy. They have a training where you don't have to succeed for it to be counted as successful training. You can even cancel out of it and you can fail it and it'll still be counted as a training. So it's fairly easy to run. Some of the requirements are a little bit convoluted, like for Airdramon, but it is the original, so I'm putting it in C because it's kind of a little bit mid, I guess. Next we have the version 2, which I have all the nostalgia for the version 2 because that's what I had. So my brain wants to put it in S tier, but I'm going to put it in A just because it's like, the training's very hard. And that's why I only got Birdramon and Angemon as a kid, because I could never do a successful training, and I'm glad that the Digimon Color slowed down the training. You have to fill up a gauge to full, and it's fixed. It's slower in the Digimon color, which is great. Yeah, I'm gonna put it in A because nostalgia is a hell of a drug. Next is the version 3, which has Jumojime on it, so and the easiest training, I should probably mention. So, the training is just a button mash, and it has Jumojimon, so that means it gets to sit in B rank. It also has vaguely Evangelion themed colors because it's got like the purple and the green, and that makes me happy. Next we have the version 4, which has Palmon on it, and I'm very excited, and probably the most excited for the version 4 of the Digimon color. So it goes in S just because it has Palmon. It has a similar training to the version 2, but instead of being in a gauge, it's just percentages. Actually, that training's still quite hard. It's still quite fast, but it's... Yeah, I'm gonna put it in S. Yeah, I'll keep it in S, yeah. Then we have the version 5, which has the exact same training as the version 2, except they've slowed it down quite a lot, which means that it's better than the version 2. It also has a great roster. The roster is based on kaiju movies, so we've got a Digimon inspired by Mothra, we have Godzilla. I have a bunch of Digimon that are inspired from those kaiju movies, which is kind of a great theme. The other ones, excluding the version 6, don't have a real theme to them. They appear just to be random Digimon thrown in. The version 5 is the only one with, like, an actual theme to it. So, I'll put that in S, but I think it's like, if I were to... See, it's hard for me to rank the version 4 and version 5 to get, like, together because there are... The version 4 I just like more because it has Palmon. If it didn't have Palmon, it would be definitely A, and I want to put it in A, but the version 4 probably is my favourite of the Digimon original just because it's got Palmon. That's the only reason. That is 100% the only reason. The Digimon color has Bloom Lordmon. That's very cool. Big fan of that. But... And the training's not so good, but Palmon is definitely putting it in S tier. It wouldn't be my favourite if it didn't have Palmon in it, basically. It does have Monochromon, which is also pretty cool, but yeah, I think I prefer the version 5, and realistically, I should put the version 4 in A, but I just love Palmon so much. It goes in, it stays in S, but version 5 is like the true S. If we take Palmon out of the equation completely, it is my favourite. Lastly, let's get to the version 6, which, again, it has a fairly interesting roster. It does have a theme. It's the Nature Spirit Digimon. It's grabbed a few from the Pendulum original version 1, but they did slot in some new Digimon, like we have Tekamon to fill up the bean slot. So that's the Mamemon, Metal Mamemon, Piximon, the small little baby perfect form that's tiny. They needed to put in a Digimon there because the Nature Spirits roster didn't have one, so they slotted in Tekamon. So it's nice to have Tekamon on a virtual pet. Tekamon's kind of more or less forgotten about, and it's great to see that unique Digimon on it. So the roster's pretty cool. It does, however, have a few Digimon that are on other devices, so, like, as in other Digimon original. It has Monochromon, for example. It has Tortamon, I think, is on another one. I know it's got a few that... Kuwagamon, yeah, it's got Kuwagamon and Monochromon and Kabuterimon. So those are already on Digimon originals, so the roster isn't that unique, except for the fact it's got Tentomon on it, it's got Atlacabuterimon, and it's got Tekamon, and Shogun Gekamon. So the roster is kind of like not as unique as the other ones, but it's nice to have a theme. There is, of course, the training, which is the same as the version 1 completely, except they fix it. So this is the same training as the version 1 Digimon Color have, where you need for it to be a successful training, successful complete training, in order for it to count for evolution. So if you cancel out or if you don't win the training, it's not counted. This is annoying because it is completely random. You have to choose up or down, and it's like a 50-50 chance of being wrong. And unlike the Digimon color, there's no pattern. It's completely random. So it's complete chance, which sucks. So I'm going to put it in E. The only reason it's not an F is because it's got Tekamon, which is pretty cool, and it's nice that they tried to continue on with that theme. And of course the other pendulums got, except for the Zero, got recreated as pendulum cycles, but that has a completely different mechanic to it that doesn't follow the Digimon original mechanics. So it goes in E because the training's really terrible, and the only thing it really has going for it is the roster having Tekamon in it. Otherwise, it's not that great. It's definitely not worth the price that people are trying to sell it at now, because it's actually the worst of the Digimon originals. I love mine. I wouldn't get rid of mine unless I really, really had to. But other than that, it doesn't really have as much of a draw as the other Digimon. I really wish they put on a different training, maybe. They just didn't have to go back and fix the version 1 training. That kind of sucks. But in any case, that's how I would rank all 6 of the Digimon originals. I think most people would put the version 5 in S tier. I feel like that's not an unpopular opinion. It's probably an unpopular opinion that I put the version 1 so low down, because a lot of people think that one's the best, and that is completely valid. As always, these are my opinions. Opinions are subjective. You can disagree with me, and that's cool. You can agree with me, also cool. These are my opinions. Version 6 is still terrible, though. But if you like the version 6, yay. It had some good shell colours, at least. But in any case, those are my thoughts. I'll drop the link for the tier maker in the description, as well as, of course, where you can find the Digimon colours on Zen and TCG. So check them out. As always, thank you so much to Zen and TCG for sponsoring this. I love Zen and TCG. I mentioned that I love Zen and TCG even in the videos that they don't sponsor, because they are just such a great store. It feels like it's fans helping fans. It feels like it's a fan-run company. They are also fans. They are excited for the releases just as much as we are. They feel very passionate. It's great to see that from a company. So big fan of Zen and TCG. Check them out. Links in the description. And so will the tier maker. So let me know how you would rank the 6 versions of the Digimon originals. Let me know all that and more in the comment section below. Like this video for the version 5 clearly being the best Digimon original, at least in my opinion, even though version 4 is also S tier and my favourite because it's got Palmon, and that's the only reason. Subscribe if you haven't already, and of course if you have subscribed, tell your friends, tell your family, tell your neighbours, and of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!